Hello and welcome back to another vlog of mine. This is the third part of me working on overhauling the VTuber design for my portfolio, and as you can see I have gone full gremlin mode. It is so cold. It's not even that cold yet, but I am a frostboiler. I do not know if there's a proper English word for that, but I get cold so easily. My hands turn blue super easily, I have low blood pressure, I have low iron, I am cold as hell, and this is the warmest hoodie I have. Sometimes I even wear my Deadpool hoodie underneath this one, but that's entirely not the point of this video. It's just I am cozy, and that's the vibe I am envisioning for this video as well. There you go. Also, I just realized this is almost the same shade of purple as the VTuber design, so you know what? I'm actually just dressing for the occasion, okay? Like this is, all of this has been planned. Just like this thumb that I had a work accident like 2 or 3 days ago. Had to go to the hospital and everything. Luckily, like nothing too serious got damaged. I have been at home. I have also been trying to get my health back in terms of the cold I had/have, but that has been going well. So no worries about my thumb, no worries about my health overall, and let's get back into the project. So in the last video we finished the turnaround, like the side and back view for the turnaround, as well as the PNG tuber recoloring, I guess. And I also got sketches done for the character and action sketches. Oh yeah, and also the rough sketches / planning for the callouts. Something I also realized while working on the character and action scribbles. But yeah, I realized that I feel like the smartest move for me to make would be to at least get a pretty good idea of what I want the owl asset to look like. Because my plans for this owl are not only to have like an asset of like the VTuber having the little owl on the shoulder, but actually having like kind of like a familiar situation. So it's gonna be its own character with a personality and everything, and I feel that it would be smartest for me to, you know, sit down, scribble ideas and get to know the character basically, so that then I can do the character and action sketches. Since to be able to get to that point I will be drawing the owl quite a lot, I might also just start on the, you know, the actual asset, but I feel that doesn't make sense because maybe it would make more sense to have the actual model, as in like, you know, the actual model artwork done before I get the assets done. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But I can at least get the tight sketches done, so that I have the tight sketch and the idea and everything, like maybe even the color sketch. Then I will create the actual model, and then I'll, you know, resize the tight sketch and everything to be able to do like the actual execution of the asset. At least that's where my mind is in this moment. However, you might have noticed that I do like to kind of go by what I feel like doing, or at least I do decide to change quite a lot of things on the go, which is something I really like. You know, everything is still part of this project, everything is still part of like my to-do list, my kind of placeholder PDF situation. So everything is in the scope of what I should be doing, but I just like picking kind of like from a menu, like, oh, now I'm in the mood for like the PNG tuber elements, but now I'm in the mood to like rough creative brainstorming for the action sketches, that kind of situation. So yeah. Let's see what I'll start with, and I will see you in a bit.
Look at me having a mental health talk with the bestie like a healthy human being. Honestly, I should be doing this more often. This was, I think, the day after I had the accident at work where I cut my finger pretty badly, even though it could have been much worse. However, that also forced me to take a few steps back and made me realize that I wasn't taking enough care of myself again. The situation overall wasn't too bad or anything, and it had nothing to do with the accident, but I did realize that I didn't do anything but work for the last few weeks, which is not healthy at all, and I didn't even realize I was doing it because I was so hyper-focused on work. I guess that's the problem when you're having fun while working. You just don't stop, and you also don't notice the point where you stop having fun. Or at least that's what it's like for me. But I did notice it this time, while drawing the tight sketches for the in-action sketches actually. While drawing, I noticed myself struggling to have fun, but also to see anything worthwhile in those sketches. So I decided to call it a day, and after some further deliberation, also to take the next day off. I spent the first day, honest to God, accidentally taking a 5-hour nap, and the next one doing housework and watching the 2001 hit show Smallville. Goddamn, 6-year-old me was onto something when she caught some random episodes but somehow still internalized that show as a core memory. And as you can see in this clip, I also decided to call a friend and just rant about everything going on in my mind. I didn't plan on drawing, but honestly, while talking, I just felt like it, so I decided to still pick up my iPad and draw some, easier things like the callouts. I usually journal in these kinds of situations, but sometimes having an actual human being and someone else's opinions really helps to untangle the mess in your own brain. Doing this also cemented another thing for me. If I draw while chatting with a friend, no matter if it's for work or not, or if it's an in-person chat or not, or anything else, I draw so much without even realizing it. It's amazing and something I should take advantage of way more often. But now off to the actual drawings I was doing in this clip. I had the scribbles and plans done for those for a few days now, but here I obviously got around to draw the jewelry callouts. It's basically exactly the same elements I had already drawn in the full body drawings, but this way you can see the details and things like the back of the pocket watch and the hat. That might not be important to the VTuber model, but for the context of the design and for potential future artworks. Be it the character in a situation or pose where you might see the back of that watch, or because I want to use the image in another context. Maybe I'll use the moon with the ring element for the stream overlay or something like that, for example. It also helps me to understand the design better, even if I don't end up using the back design anywhere. That's just one of those things you design just in case it's needed, and so that there are no question marks about the design in your own mind. Another thing that's important for VisDev art is that it's done quickly and only includes necessary details. Which is why I did only flats and some airbrushing. I also did minimal highlights and colored outlines here and there to show depth, but they are still far from anything I'd consider a rendered piece of art. And another thing is that I really want to start properly naming my layers. I'm not bothered by turning the layer off and on again to see what's on each layer, but oh my god, that messes with my speed paints so bad.
So, a little context situation. So, I'm thinking about changing the background because like this is all purple and I don't know, it's not horrible, but I think a different color would be better. In the meantime, I have tried like basically all colors on the spectrum on my iPad. Like green would be the complement, or like greenish would be the complementary color. It really doesn't look nice, and in Vista portfolios, gray is the go-to because it's like, you know, it's neutral and everything. And also because on my website itself, I want to have like a purple-ish background, and then it's just everything is purple. And I mean, obviously this is, by the way, a work in process. But yeah, not everything can be purple. So I'll probably go with the gray one, at least for now. I will definitely, like right now the purple and the gray one are just basically the same image, just the gray one with the saturation turned all the way down. And I'm gonna keep both PNGs. So if I go back to, you know, properly doing the website and I realize, hey, actually the gray one isn't that nice, I can easily change that. But yeah, I think for now I'm going to keep the gray one as the background for my portfolio PDF, which I obviously haven't done here. No, there we go. The gray one.
Too familiar? Fear not, my friend, because this video is for you. Ideas that take from a few minutes to up to an hour. Them or paint them, sculpt them, write about them. The wizard. Go out on a walk and collect leaves and I love him, but I find the process very stressful. Day like a quest to show kindness. Okay, it does make a difference in my day when I do this. This one may try out a fantasy makeup look. Grow crystals from borax or...
Okay, so this is where I'll end the video for today. I am going to be honest, I think I overworked myself a little bit. Well, I mean, okay. I'm just trying to be very honest here, because I also like to use these videos as like a reflection for myself, and I also like to, you know, communicate that not everything is going well all the time. Like I already said, I think I overworked myself already over the last few weeks, and then the work accident was just the cherry on top. I think I made the mistake to think that, oh, because I hurt my left hand and I'm a right-handed person, I'm just gonna get a lot of stuff done, like, for my freelance stuff, which I did, and I'm not necessarily regretting it. I just wish I would have gone about it a little bit differently. Especially, like, taking proper breaks. Again, I caught it pretty early, so I don't think that's a reason for me to get into, like, a downward spiral. I did forget about, the fact that as soon as the weather changes, my seasonal depression is crawling out of its hole, so that's something I'll have to consider for the future. But that being said, overall I'm very happy with what I managed. So in this video we finished the callouts. Also got quite a bit for the character and action sketches done. Gonna be honest, I underestimated that, but it's fine. Actually, I haven't shown that yet. I might just show the sketch right here somewhere. But yesterday when I was talking to a friend on the phone, which I did not film and everything because I wanted to take a proper break, I'm learning, I doodled on the side, and I'm very, very happy with the sketch I did there, which is very different from the way I felt the first time I sat down in this video to do the character and action sketches, where I felt like everything I did was horrible. While this video was a bit messy in terms of overworking myself, it also really helped me to realize, you know, taking a break and just doing something else for a day is very healthy, and also really helps you actually getting things done and doing things you're actually happy with. So that might be a lesson I have to learn like every other week. But at least I'm doing it, I guess. But yeah, we got the callouts, we got the action sketches. I also doodled the owl design, which I don't have a finished sketch for or anything, but that was in a very important brainstorming planning situation that I got done. Yeah, overall I'm very, very happy. I don't think I'm gonna do much of a prediction what I'm gonna do next for this project. because in 2 days I'm gonna get back to work, and I think I want to check in first how I'm doing back at work, if I can even work on this project. I hope I can. I'm pretty sure I can, but I don't want to plan for it yet. But the next steps would probably be finishing the character and action sketches, and I am also like genuinely curious about about graphic design. I really want to learn more about stream overlays and what's important, and you know, the graphic design needed for that. I did learn graphic design in my university, but since I focused on illustration and animation and stuff like that, I didn't take a course on it. So while I'm not necessarily starting from zero, I feel like I'm starting from zero. So yeah, we will see how that goes. But again, that's something for the future. Well, for the rest of the day, I'm probably going to the library and just draw there a little bit. Honestly, I'm also mainly going because I feel like leaving the house would be smart for me. And also, they have proper, like, nice coffee machine. I need a cappuccino. So I'm gonna treat myself. And also the library is amazing. So thank you for watching. I do hope I see you in the next video, and have a wonderful day, and bye bye.